to do the toilet dance. Do, 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 do. Right, just a little lob. It doesn't need to go far. And we'll just keep that rod tip about there. That should be sufficient to see any bites. Right, we're at Collywell Bay today. We were on Crag Point a few days ago. Hopefully you saw the video from last week. And I fancied coming to Collywell Bay and just fishing into the gully just at the side here. I might move down a bit further inland, but there's a couple of guys fishing along there already, so I'll stick here. There is a little bit of swell on still, but yesterday the sea was right away. Now you've got a little island just under the surface, just out there, and there's a gully comes right in here and goes right round to the beach. So I'm hoping that any fish that are coming up onto the beach, they'll come through and pass by my bait, and hopefully they'll take it. I might just be getting some little knocks on that rod there. Yeah, something's at it. Tiny little rockland. How on earth I managed to hook that, I've got no idea. I'm using a 5/0 and a 4/0 hook, and I've managed to catch a rockland about the size of your thumb. But first fish. So it's just starting to get dark now. High tide is in an hour, so I'm fishing the last of the tide coming in, and just an hour or two of it going out. Oh, slimy little thing, there you go. Right, little rockland, I'll chuck him back in, and I'm going to bind on a couple of mussel, and I'll just put a little bit more cart onto there too, just to give a bit extra scent. I'm not chucking it far, so it should hold together pretty well. Let's get this back out. I'm staying well back from the water's edge because there is a little bit of a swell coming over. I am well out of the way and safe here. That was probably a bit further than I would have liked. That'll do. Oh yeah, there's a nice deep hole there. That felt good. Right. So again, I'm going to keep the rod nice and low. If it's too high and it gets pulled over by a big fish, then there's always a risk of it going in. Something quite pretty in the sky as well now. We've got the sky's going pink over there. That's the King's white building up on the top there, and you've got all of Collywell Bay right across here. So the tide will be going out, which means it'll be going from right to left across the front of the bay there. Hopefully that might kind of push any inshore fish just round here, round the corner, for a little bit of a feed. I've got my torches, I've got my headlamp, everything I need for tonight. This is the perfect place to try solo nighttime rock fishing for the first time. As you can see, it's getting darker and darker all the time. Right, I think probably time to pull this in and get a fresh bait on it. It's been in the weed, which is good. That's where I want it to be. Right, there's another nice big bait. Right, I'm just going to keep chucking it into the same area because it felt like there was a bit of depth there. So it doesn't need to be too far, just a little lob. And I think I'll get my tip light on there too, to make it easier to see if I'm getting any bites. I've noticed one thing with these tip lights, you have to watch that the line doesn't get wrapped round the end. So it has a couple of times, even without the light on it, it's done that a couple of times for me. Thankfully, I've noticed before any damage has been done. They are a good tip light. It is easy to use. I have to remember to put my torch down when I'm talking to you. I'll be blinded by the light. Right, come on, big fish time. Look more like a bite. Oh, that was, yeah. That's, I think I missed it. I thought I had that there. Oh, unless it's swimming swimming in. Ah, I've got a little one. Yes. It's a collie. Excellent. Just come up the beach for that. Up to here. Right, there we go, collie. I hadn't been out long at all, that. Just into the water. Not a bad collie. It's managed to swallow 2 hooks right down. So I'll need to get them off, try me disgorger, and get that chugged back in. That's the first hook out. The other one's a bit deeper. So give us a minute and I'll sort that out. That's it. Right, got that out. Got that out. He's still kicking. He'll go back in. I know what I should be doing. I should be putting a bait on, getting baited up on a separate rig so that I can just swap it over and chuck it out. But I'm not that organised yet. I'm working on it, and I will get there eventually. Hopefully well, I'd like to get some codling tonight. That would be good. So today I'm using my Sonic Black, and I've got my Shimano GT 7000 on. It's loaded with 50-pound braid, and I've just got a simple rig on the end, 5-ounce weight. Right, so what I've done is I've set up a rig ready this time. So I've got that with a nice big bait on it. So that's ready just to clip on. Right, that's been out for a bit now. I'm not convinced that it's not snagged. So I'm going to wind it in. I've made up another bait ready. We'll swap it out and we'll see if we can get something. So this is the one I've got on. Got that ready. Nice big bait. Nice and juicy. If I was a fish, I'd eat that. This is probably going to be snagged. Yeah. Oh. I think I've lost the weight. Ah, no, I've got the weight, but I've lost the hook. So it was the hook that was snagged. Right. So that was a good call to get that in early. And get that out. So I'm going to go back to just slightly to the left where I was initially. It seemed to be a bit less snaggy there. Same distance. Bloody hell, don't know if you saw that or not. A huge rat. I better keep an eye on my gear. They're probably all over here. I'm just watching for rats now. Yeah, horrible. There he is down there. Cheeky little bugger. I'm not sure what it almost feels as if it's stuck on something, but it is moving a little bit too. Yeah, I've got a feeling I'm going to lose this, you know. I'm going to bring it in. I've got a feeling I'm going to lose it. It feels strange. Oh no, I've got it. I haven't got a fish though, but I've got my gear back. That's the main thing at the minute. I've mentioned this before about the Sonic rod, this white bit here. I find it's right in my line of sight when I'm bringing the rod in, and on a night time it almost stops your vision. So I'm going to put something over that to cover it over. Not great. That's my only criticism of the rod. So I've got bluey, mussel and cart again. So I'm just going to do the same again. Put the bluey on first and then bind everything else to it. Right, that's a proper gooey mess, that. If there's any fish out there, surely they've got to see this. Well, they've got to smell it and go for it. Right, get this lobbed out. I'm just trying to keep the rod up now, up high, for better bite detection. The size of him. I'm not scared, like. Not at all. I'm sure he's nicked off with half of my bait. There's at least half a dozen scouting around everywhere. And I've got to keep chasing them on my box. I'll give it another couple of minutes. It's 7:15. Right, last chance saloon. If I don't get one on this one, we'll have had a rockland and a coalfish. So at least it's not a blank. Well, I have to say I've had quite an enjoyable night. It's yeah, it feels very different nighttime fishing. It's just like tiny little rattles. So I'm guessing little whiting or coalies just picking up that big bait. Just gotta try and get it over the top of these rocks. Yeah. Would you believe it? Another little rock one. That's what the bites were. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that at all, because that makes the total. Get that light so you can see it. Right. That makes a total of 3 fish tonight. No cod, but I've got a slightly bigger rockland, or a snotty, as I've been told they get called. So I'll get that off. I shall put a glove on, because I didn't fancy touching that with my hands. Blech. It just jumped straight on my hand. Oh, horrible. Right, okay. If you stay still, I'll unhook you and I'll chuck you straight back in. There you go. So yeah, there you go. A little snotty, as they call them. I think that's a bearded rockland as well, because it's got a little beard on the bottom, I think. Yeah, let us know what you think. Get that back in. Oh, right, that's it folks, all done. Thank you for watching. It's been another enjoyable evening here on the rocks. It's great that you're tuning in and interacting. Please let us know anything that I should be doing differently. Tips and tricks are always much appreciated, and it'll help to make me a better angler to rockland. And then there was the collie as well, so it's fairly successful. No codlin, which is what I was hoping to get, but there's always next time. Yeah, that's it. Right, I'm away. Time to go home and have some tea. I'll catch you later. Good night.